What's up, everyone? My name is Chris Marshall, my boy Frank G. We are the hosts of Build Your Empire podcast. Frank G, tell the people about what we do.
Good day, everybody. Chris and I, we discuss established empires while showcasing us building ours.
My man, the pressure actually just amounted to me because of how much fun we had off air that when we just hopped on air, I thought I was going to, be on the money, make it, which comes down to the topic. Is pressure and clutch a real thing? Is that a real thing?
I would say pressure I would certainly say so. I mean, clutch means what? You're comfortable in like a pressure
you're
moment.
Talking Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Derek Jeter.
LeBron James hitting a game-winning shot.
LeBron James, I think, is pretty clutch. I think he's underrated in that regard. But again, I'm a huge fan of LeBron James.
Well, LeBron James, I believe, says he doesn't believe in pressure or believe in clutchness. He believes in the fact that if he takes 6,000 free throw shots on a weekend and he makes 5,700, then that's just how it is in the game. So there's no pressure.
Yeah. So actually, LeBron's take on pressure is one that I saved. It's in the archive because it's a phenomenal outlook, which makes sense. I mean, if you work towards a moment and the moment comes and you prepared and you're non-hesitant and a go-getter, I mean, there's no pressure.
Yeah, I've always said preparation is like the key to, whatever you're doing right now, because if you're prepared, you're going to feel like you got it. You're comfortable. There's no pressure.
But I also think it's a huge chance and probability is heavily involved there. I don't want to say luck because I think the luck should be replaced with probability.
And the more you do, the more probable it is.
Correct. So you got to, whatever it is, put yourself more out there. And it's more likely to, of course. I mean, Kobe, Michael, LeBron, they've all taken plenty of more last-minute shots to even be considered in this clutch pool considered.
Yeah, I mean, and there's also that's sports clutch or sports pressure. So then you have a quota pressure.
So I was going to get into that as well because that's a huge debate as well. You believe in that clutch?
I definitely believe in that clutch. I mean, because if you're having, your quota is, let's say you need to sell something $40,000 a month to make goal for the month, and you just had you're having a terrible week. You're at about 30,000, and you got 2 days left, and you call your best clients, boom, you're clutching it. You get them in, they buy $5,000 each.
I mean, I think that's more probability, though. I think being an athlete or doing something, an action, an actual thing, it's way different than hitting numbers like that. That's all probability. I mean, if you had 10 times of doing that, you'd succeed once. But if you had 10 times to hit a basket, I think you'd probably hit it more.
Not me, though.
Correct. But I mean, coming from me and you, both in the sales world, I equate for me shooting a basket as us essentially going on live or giving a speech or managing people. Yeah,
I was going to bring up you giving your company asking you to give your first speech. That obviously brought pressure in your head.
That's a clutch moment that you have to execute when the limelight's on. That's why I actually found it interesting that in the intro to this episode, I stuttered because of the fun we were having off air. And then I knew we were going to spiral into this conversation, and I'm upset that I actually fudged up.
That you let the pressure of the clutch moment surpass you?
Well, I was in the moment, still laughing about the prior moment, as well as thinking and navigating the future moment. So there's actually a lot going on in that one particular moment, but nevertheless, it's recorded.
Yeah, I mean, that's how probably people mess up more often. If you're thinking of something like as you're speaking on another topic, you're most likely going to stutter or mess up.
Yeah, made sense. And then I was thinking about this most of the day, to be honest, is, I mean, when you feel pressure, do you perform at a higher rate?
I personally do. I feel that I do. I mean, pressure can, where I work, I mean, now I'm talking straight pressure work. There's pressure in everyday lives. But, I have pressure other than, making the month. So, setting up inventory. You have 17,000 items. You need to set up your entire store that it's all scanned in one sitting.
There's no way micromanagement pressure will help you perform at a higher rate than what you are.
Well, if I'm micromanaging myself,
Well, I mean,
I'm
you
not
have,
micromanaging the team in a sense.
yeah, but you're not feeling pressure from any higher up. So that's a different feeling.
Yeah, that could just potentially be like an overload of work that needs to be done in a short period of time. But
Well, the pressure I'm talking about is essentially the pressure you authorize.
me to another person.
An employee, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, any employee that would work like with me would have a quota kind of. They would be working towards a number.
Yeah, so you know that any salesperson, there comes there's definitely a demotivation part if you're not familiar with sales, where if you're not performing for like a solid quarter, it
Mm-hmm.
changes your whole attitude. Inside work life, outside work life, your whole demeanor changes.
Oh yeah, completely affects your outside work life. I mean, and really that goes back to the culture of the office, because that can make or break you right there. If you're having terrible months, 2 months in a row, and your team is behind you, pushing you, maybe even giving you leads, then it's not like as pressured.
But that pressure also is going to dictate how you feel depending on the moment how you feel. If you're all backed off saying fuck this, or if you're if you have that team, that's a whole different dynamic.
Yeah, and I guess to be able to not bring that stress home, and like take it out on someone, like accidentally come home, how's your day? Yeah, I don't want to fucking talk about it. I guess that realistically is just you being able to, not bring home your troubles at work, just separating that.
Now, what's the difference between pressure and clutch?
Well, clutch seems to be the positive result of the pressure process.
But it also seems to be a different mind state.
Well,
It's more.
when you say clutch, though, you're saying you were clutch, or you had a clutch moment. When
Yeah,
you're
but in order to be clutch, you also have to have a track record of proven success,
under pressure.
particularly under pressure, correct?
Yeah. I mean, well, when we think of that, we're most likely thinking of people who are throwing a last minute touchdown, hitting a walk-off home run. I mean,
Athletes.
yeah,
You're thinking athletes.
yeah. I mean, it just seems to fit that in a very good.
Yeah, but that's interesting because when you say clutch, that kind of also means that you're talking about like some sort of action item here.
Yeah, it's certainly an action. I mean, it could be in anything. I mean, you could be hanging with your boys and the last bottle of wine's about to tip off the table, and you
Oh, but
just
your boy
snagged
got
it.
one. Oh, your boy got hit.
Yeah,
He
your
got
boy
hit.
got it.
Yo,
That's a clutch moment.
that's my superpower.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know
man. Yeah, man.
that's my superpower.
I know.
Yo, I would catch that bastard. Don't you worry.
I would hope
Worry.
so. That's my clutch. That's your clutch moment right there.
Man.
And there was no pressure either right there.
Yeah.
Because I guess it was too quick of a moment, and you were just comfortable. So that goes back to you just being, if that's your superpower, making a free throw is LeBron's superpower, or making a shot, or just dunking on somebody, making them look stupid.
That's got to feel great.
Yeah, yeah. That's probably one of the best feelings ever.
Yeah, man. Stare them down. What you want?
Like right over them, yeah.
Well, that's disrespectful. Yeah,
I guess that is.
Yeah.
I had beef with this guy already, so I'm thinking like.
Oh man, keep it on the court. Keep it on the court. That's a technical. Yo, my boy's losing points in the team.
I mean, I'm trying to think of the most recent pressured moment that I've had, or even a clutch moment. But with this pandemic, I mean, we just kind of been coasting, and
we have it. I mean, the days are turning into weeks, the weeks turning into months, and the summer is almost over. It's wild.
Yeah, it's sad to see the time pass, or how much time passes with without too much change, I guess. I mean, things obviously changing, things are getting better, there's setbacks, but we want to go back to how it was. We want to be going away.
I certainly want to be going away, and I believe I'll be away within 60 days though. So
Yeah.
in that regard, I guess there's not too much to say. But it's good to know when and where.
Oh, well, I mean, we're always talking about something, brainstorming.
Well, currently, the only borders that are open where you don't have to do anything right now is still Mexico and DR. And more countries are opening their borders to U.S. citizens. However, you just got to go through a lot of shit.
Pre-test, post-test, COVID test, temperatures.
Some quarantine 2 weeks. Like, yeah, I'm not even there for 2 weeks. Can't go.
Yeah. So, I was actually thinking of another pressure to go back to the topic, to go back a little bit. What about like the pressure of feeling like you need to leave your house? The pressure of, moving out, getting your own
Oh,
bills.
that's actually very unique. All that type of pressure is a mental pressure. That's an anxiety, man.
So,
That's an extremely important topic.
Yeah, I mean, because it's all different for every scenario. I mean, someone could feel the pressure just on their own, growth aspect. Like, I need to go out and move, or they can have the pressure of like, your parents may want you the hell out.
So, I think that's a huge problem. I think 9 out of 10 individuals misjudge and misread those particular signs, and they allow like society to form that pressure upon them as opposed to them being able to control and manipulate it themselves.
I completely agree with you. Yeah, I mean, society has this picture. I mean, long ago it was 18, you're out of the house, you with a job. So now it's a little, now it's not like that, but someone who's 22, they may feel like I need to move. But then again, that's communication. You need to know, is your money's right? Do your parents really want you out?
I don't know. At 22, man, it doesn't seem like your money's is right to move out. If you got less than 10 G's in the bank, you cannot move out.
And you're only talking now moving out to a space that you're paying for monthly.
Renting.
That's not yours. Yeah.
Renting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that 10 grand is probably going to be gone in 10 months. Unless you have a job where you're saving. But then at 22, that could be hard.
22 is probably extremely difficult. I mean, it's actually incredible later on when you get into life, how many people just it still has not clicked.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Well, I don't think they change much. I think that they're not changing enough of their lives. To me, anyway, that's how I look at it. I mean, if your group of friends were the same when you were in, sixth grade, and you're still all just chilling about video games and not, you're partying, maybe not talking about futures, that could be an issue.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you should always want to level up, and you level up by gaining education, in which you can't gain education if you're complacent. But even people who, they could eventually become too satisfied or complacent by, a good union job as well. You see, like, you could also get that even being set in a way.
The feeling of complacency, you're saying?
Yeah, it's almost the same feeling. Like you should always want to get one step ahead. Many people, I think, eventually, once they get to a certain level, they do, gas out.
So that's another pressure that I put on myself, but it's, I guess, a good pressure or a motivating pressure is, I feel like every single day I need to learn something new, or I need to implement something new, or I need to be doing something productive. And
evaluating yourself, checking out the analysis, self-development. I'm with you, pal.
Yeah. I mean, and to be honest, it's done on like a good level.
On micro basis. I get it.
Yeah. Where it makes you comfortable, gives you less anxiety. So.
Sure. I mean, you assessing me sometimes gives me anxiety, but I get it. I get it.
Well, I guess when you're around someone so much, you just learn everything they do.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to sit inside.
And just so you could sit inside in front of your boy. No judgments.
That's my boy. Anyway, I think I would say I'm actually clutch, but when it comes to numbers, quotas, business, uh, projections, forecasting, anything that doesn't contain an actual like hand-eye coordinated skill, I don't think could be under the pretenses clutch. I think,
So if it's
uh,
not a physical thing, like a
yeah,
physical
yeah,
activity.
because then it's just probability. Because there's too many variables that can get those things wrong that you can't
Mm,
succeed with.
unless somehow the same scenario happens every month and you clutch it out the same way.
Yeah, which always me and Ankit, we always have this debate at work because he typically comes in clutch time and time again.
Shout out Ankit.
Shout out Ankit. But not many people do that, but some salespeople have the ability to do that, which is remarkable.
Well, I just don't know. Some salesmen, it's like a sport. To be honest, some are gifted. Some people are just
It
gifted.
is, but like I many times am on the field and I'm like, I'm the second, third, fourth best player. And at times I could potentially be the best player, right?
Yeah,
People
those
have
are
strengths,
yeah,
weaknesses.
absolutely.
But then there's other people who I'm just like, oh, they're good. They're good.
Yeah, and when I look at those people and I try to assess them, they most likely have a more managed book or a more managed schedule in their life, like
Ankit,
days.
you a slappy fuck.
He's saying he's sloppy, but he's still clutch.
Yeah, I don't get it, bro. Messy his desk. Yeah. Put him on blast.
For real, right
Pew
there.
pew.
I guess it don't matter what your desk look like if you can still, perform at
Yeah,
a top level.
yeah, he's good. He's good.
That's like one of those things where, some people don't want to worry about what they wear or what their outfit's going to be in the morning. So it's the same clothes every day. The kid just probably throw something on his desk. Don't worry about where it's placed.
Oh man, maybe he'll hop on. He'll hop on. I tell you, the markets are ripping,
I was gonna
ripping.
say I was gonna say it's a good segue because so Ankit was on for twice now, right, with the stock market episodes,
Yes, sir.
and the tech right now. Holy crap!
I know, man. I'm up so much money. I don't know what to do. Yo, we go on vacation, bro. It is half and half, 50-50. Me and you.
50-50. Wait, sound like you were gonna treat me or something, man.
No.
You got real excited.
No.
I'm like, oh, what's coming here?
Nothing.
Nothing's coming. You lose.
You owe me $52 for that mic you're using.
Time's on. Time's on.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I did see though. Amazon and what was the other one? Amazon and Microsoft. No, is it Microsoft? I don't know, but it's crazy how much they closed out.
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining. Certainly not complaining. What's the timestamp we at?
1820.
Nice. Yeah, so I'm certainly not complaining. My portfolio is heavily based on tech, and I bet a lot on tech. Also, I have like Amazon, Google, and Microsoft, which are relatively expensive. So if it goes up, then the payout obviously looks like it's more than what it is.
Oh well, yeah, you put more into it. But if you bought Amazon when the pandemic started, you are chilling at full shares.
Well, yeah, but the thing is even then it was at $1,700, and I bought two of them.
Yeah.
Even then, you're not thinking to yourself, I'm going to put 10, 20 grand into it. I mean, that for the most part is a huge chunk of your net worth.
Huge chunk of net worth, and if that's a huge chunk of your
It's
net worth,
just a risk.
you're
You're
putting
doing that.
putting the eggs in one basket at that point.
Yeah. So, I mean, everybody would advise, particularly against that strategy. Many people, of course, are risky and they bet that way. And, sometimes it really does turn out well. But I like to diversify. I do go pretty heavy in stocks, in tech though.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a good day trader, a successful day trader, is pretty clutch, right? I mean, because that's not an easy task. You see a lot of people fail or
Are they
lose.
clutch? Well, so that's actually very interesting. So I believe in energy, right? And if you truly believe something,
Yep.
the probability that it actually comes true, I think, is higher.
Increases due
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
positivity.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I truly believe that. It's weird as shit to say, and not many people probably think that way.
I
But
believe it as well.
okay, so now let's take that thought and let's put it into a day trader. If a
Okay.
day trader like Dave Portnoy has big balls to bet on things that he believes in deep in his core, then he's succeeding. He's winning. But
Yeah.
most day traders are probably hesitant because they're taking, 80% of their net worth, trying to make a 9 to 5 out of it. Now they have the abundance of pressure on
Yes.
top of being clutch, and they're not being like a doctor with their surgical hands making moves. They're just operating out of fear and pressure.
So I mean, essentially, so Dave Portnoy with his big balls making big moves because he's got a big bank account, and it's not his main source of income. He's not concentrated on day trading, so he feels no pressure from what he does with that money.
Yeah, but yes and no, but you still feel pressure when you have hundreds and thousands of dollars invested in something.
You always want to be in the green.
Yeah, so those moves, I believe, now could become clutch.
And the more, I guess, if you have more and more of those moments, then you are clutch.
You would be clutch in a particular field.
Yeah. I mean,
Or action.
I don't know who is clutch in life. I mean, I would love to meet that person. You clutch in every single
The
thing you
guy
do.
who cheated death most.
The guy who cheated death most is the most clutch in life. Maybe he's the most lucky. Because like he didn't, unless he put himself in those death
Well, that's
situations.
probability though. I said luck is replaced by probability. So
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the probability of him is very rare.
Yeah, man, because there's definitely a crazy story if a guy's got struck by lightning like 4 times, gotten bit by a shark, like, like had a plane crash, survived. There's definitely that guy. I've read stories on it.
I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I'm that guy that was looking out my window today thinking, my chances are living are higher because I'm quarantined.
As opposed to people who are going out.
Yeah, I was just thankful that I was inside.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear
I'm like, man, nothing could happen to me.
you.
Oh, man.
Oh, I'm glad you feel that way. It's good to feel safe.
Yeah.
Well, on that thought, right now, I don't think we have any pressure or clutchness in the moment. I mean, maybe we'll be clutch, bring up something even better next week for you guys.
Maybe Ankit will hop on. Let's see. Also, we got our boy Tom Doyle on. He's got to come on. He's
Oh,
got to come on.
absolutely. Absolutely.
White collar versus blue collar, and let's hear what a listener actually says and talks about us. I'm curious.
I'm excited for that. We're going to have our first, Ankit's a listener. We're going to have our first listener who has not specialized in anything come on, and that's going to be a good conversation.
New perspectives, new voices, and
absolutely
let's rock it out.
Sounds good.
Hey, Frank G, guess what?
What?
I'm out.
Peace.